I'm Taylor Vitany. Thanks so much for joining us for another episode of The Living Show, Living in Shelby Township. So Christmas time is finally here in Shelby Township, and we will be talking with some department heads from Parks and Recreation, the Senior Center, and the library to get a recap on 2021 and an outlook on how 2022 will look.
We did learn, obviously the pandemic is still around to this day, but we were starting opening up for different types of programming, so we had to take as many precautions as we could. We always followed what the county health department or the state mandates were at any given time for our programming. But during 2020, when a lot of things were closed down, all of our parks were still open. And that carried over into this year. We had a lot of people show how beautiful the parks are in Shelby Township, and this year they continued to use them. We saw that people were ready to start doing programs again and events. All of our events were the highest numbers that we ever had, which is a direct reflection of people ready to do things. You know, when they were had to stay home for such a long time, and obviously people didn't want to be around crowds, totally understandable. From our concerts, art fair, everything, the numbers were unreal, and in a good way. So people just wanted to get out and do things in our parks. Even if it wasn't an event per se, our parks, we had more people than we ever have. Also here at the Activity Center, our pickleball, you know, it's booming all over the country, but it's amazing the demand we have for pickleball. Our aerobics classes and yoga classes, everything is off the charts number-wise, and it's great to see. And people are making great use of our Activity Center. In 2022, we look to continue to add programs here at the Activity Center. We have some times where we can add more programming. I know we hear about the pickleball all the time. We also have youth basketball, which we just started back up, but we want to expand on that. We have made a team effort with junior NBA, and our basketball numbers are the best they've ever had, so it's a good team effort with Parks and Rec and this junior NBA program. Also, 2022, we look to continue with always updating our parks, trying to get new playground equipment or replace old playground equipment. And our trail system is, we're always looking to add new things, and we're working with Township Board and Trustee Lisa Caselli, who's very active in making our interlocal connector, and that's just a work in progress. But 2022, we just continue to add new programs and things to our Activity Center and our parks, and if we can add more events, we always do that as well.
We had a couple of really cool things in 2021 happen to us. The first of which is that we started subscribing to a service called Hoopla. Hoopla is kind of like a free Netflix through the library. So you can download episodes of your favorite TV shows, you can download movies, you can download anime, comic strips, books on tape, all sorts of audiobooks, that sort of thing. It's completely free through the library, and this is the first time we've been able to offer this service. So if you go to your app store and look for Hoopla, you can download that to all of your devices, and the librarians here at the library will be happy to walk you through that process. So something else that's really cool at the library is that for the first time in over a decade, we have become part of the statewide reciprocal lending program called My Library Card. And about 15 years ago, you might remember that it was called MishaCard. Now it's called My Library Card. But what this means for Shelby Township residents is that there are about 100 to 120 libraries that are on the list of reciprocal borrowing all over the state. Of particular note is that the Rochester Public Library is part of that reciprocal lending program. So for the first time in 15 years, I think, residents of Shelby Township can use the Rochester Public Library, and residents of Rochester and Rochester Hills can use the Shelby Township Library. So you can see our front desk. You do need a sticker on the front of your card, and you can see our front desk to get one of those stickers, and then you'll be able to utilize the Rochester Public Library. As well, you may remember that just about a month ago, we celebrated our 50th birthday in this location, and we had a huge 50th birthday bash. We optimistically thought that maybe 500 to 600 residents would show up to celebrate with us on our birthday, and over 1,500 residents showed up that day. We are so pleased that so many of you took time out of your busy schedule to come celebrate with us. We had a huge event, a day full of really fun programs and performers, and we had a great time, and we're looking forward to our next 50 years. So the biggest thing we're looking forward to in 2022 is this beautiful building right behind me. We can't wait till all the residents get to see inside the new Shelby Township Library, slated to open in late spring of this year. We have so many improvements, planned improvements. We have a new technology lab. We have a standalone teen room. We have the biggest meeting space on the entire municipal campus. But there are some great surprises in store for all of you as well. So we can't wait to see you when the library opens, the new library opens in a few months.
Well, 2021 was a challenge like no other, similar to 2020. We did see so many capacity limits and changes with regard to how many people can be in the building at a certain time, the cleaning requirements that are necessary to make sure we were compliant with the standards that were set by the state of Michigan. And so everything really started out very slowly for us as we tried to kind of find our way out of the COVID situation that we had all been in. So it was a challenge like no other for us, for sure. Well, the thing that I would say I'm most proud of for 2021 is what we were able to offer in spite of COVID. The programs that we were able to bring back and safely host in our building, the programs that we did online, the things that we did that were drive-through events when we couldn't have anybody in the building. So all of those things helped us to still provide recreation and activity for seniors, to keep their brains active and engaged, and to make sure that we were reaching out to members of the community that may have been our most at-risk residents. We have seen it at the beginning of the summer when COVID started to slow down a bit. We did see a huge uptick in people using the building, and that has steadily increased as the year has gone on and as the vaccines were more available and prevalent for seniors and for everyone that they were around, which I think is part of the concern as well for seniors, is who they may be exposed to in their families and things that were not able to get the vaccines. So that said, our population here in the senior center has really increased, and we're excited to have so many faces back that we haven't seen for a while. 2022 is going to bring a lot of exciting things for us. It's going to open back up travel, which we haven't really been able to do much of due to limits everywhere. So that's something that we're really looking forward to, is getting back to doing our lunch bunches and getting back to doing both day and overnight travel with travel companies, which had been restricted for some time. So we're excited to get back to that. We're excited to get back to hosting more of our events that we would typically have, and not having to worry so much about COVID and trying to put this pandemic in the rearview mirror instead of at the forefront of everything that we're doing. So we're looking forward to expanding all of our programming and going forward in putting this all behind us.
take a walk through the 1800s at the Burgess Shadbush Nature Center for their Pioneer Christmas. Taylor Sikorsky has a story.
This week, the Burgess Shadbush Nature Center hosted a Pioneer Christmas. Visitors were invited to take part in the Christmas festivities that the early settlers would have done. Visitors had the opportunity to explore the Pioneer Cabin, enjoy a bonfire with early settler pioneer reenactors. There were even reenactors that demonstrated what early settler life would have been like during the pioneer days, and they spoke about various artifacts.
We represent the voyagers of the St. Clair, who were the French people who were here before the British took over in about 1750.
There were even arts and crafts inspired by the materials that the early settlers would have used. I even got to speak with some visitors about the unique arts and crafts they got to make.
Right now I'm making a cranberry and popcorn string. It's very hard because the popcorn keeps breaking.
I made a snowman so far.
Here, show off your angel.
And then you make an angel.
I spoke with Nature Center Director Lizzie Schultz about the event this year.
Today we are having Pioneer Christmas, today and tomorrow, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's only $3 a person. We have a lot of really awesome activities happening today. We have old-fashioned hot chocolate made from scratch. It's super rich and delicious. We are also having our bake sale with all proceeds going towards the animals here, taking care of them, as well as future events. We have lots of crafts where kids can come and make ornaments where they can either decorate the tree at home or give them away as gifts for the holidays. Our Pioneer Cabin will also be open, and we have a fire roaring in there. Kids can come make old-fashioned ornaments to put on the tree. We have like garland that they can make, like popcorn and cranberry. Again, just how the pioneers would have done it.
Be sure to check out the event next year. From Shelby Township, this is Taylor Sikorsky.
Speaking of the Nature Center, they have a new arrival to their animal ambassadors. Her name is Lily, so let's get to know this sweet little opossum.
I'm excited to announce that we do have a new member in our Animal Ambassador program. Her name is Lily, and she is an opossum. She is coming from the Howell Nature Center. She went through their wildlife rehabilitation clinic and as a baby, as a joey, which is the name for a baby marsupial. They were about to release her because their goal is always to release animals back into the wild, but then they realized that she has vision impairment, so she is not able to see very well, definitely not well enough to survive in the wild. So she was deemed non-releasable, cannot survive in the wild, so they were looking for a forever home for her, which is we are excited to provide. Opossums are super exciting. They are North America's only marsupial, so they are mammals, just like you and me. But just like a kangaroo or a wallaby, they will have that pouch, and they're going to carry their babies in that pouch. Their babies are born very early in the development, about the size of a jelly bean. They come out and then they crawl into her pouch where they will continue to nurse, and then eventually get big enough to climb onto mom's back. So maybe someone watching this has seen an opossum in their backyard and has seen a bunch of little eyes next to big mama eyes in the reflection at night, and those would be her babies. In addition to that, they're omnivores, so they'll eat pretty much anything, meat, vegetables. That's why they're actually doing so well near humans, because they can eat a lot of the stuff that we don't want anymore, decomposing things. They are nature's recyclers, so they are going through the woods, finding dead animals, eating them. And they're also good pest control. They eat a lot of slugs and snails that would get into our gardens. They eat small rodents, they eat snakes, and while we do love rodents and snakes, it's just all part of nature keeping that balance. Opossums do have the most teeth out of any North American mammal, so if you ever open your back door and surprise one, really, and you see it like open its mouth really big, it's not trying to attack you or anything, it's trying to show you that it could protect itself should you try to eat it and try to catch it and eat it. So it's just a defense mechanism. They also can play dead, although they're not necessarily acting. They just get so startled and overwhelmed that they will actually faint. They'll excrete a really smelly liquid out of their mouth and butt, And so they're just hoping that whatever scared them that's trying to potentially eat them would think that they're dead and move on. It is opossum. Possums are a different animal found in Australia, so they're not here in North America. So they are an opossum, and they cannot hang by their tails. They can use their tail more as like an extra arm, so they'll use it to carry snacks or nesting material up while they climb a tree. Lily is on view, so you can visit us anytime. Please come say hi to her. Wednesdays through Sundays, Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Sundays noon to 5. She is indoors for the winter. Next spring, we plan to build her a larger enclosure outside where she can enjoy the warm weather.
Santa Claus makes many visits to Shelby Township during the holiday season, like the annual holiday Christmas Aglow, but he made another stop for some dinner and dancing. Let's take a look.
Today is dinner and dancing at Cherry Creek Golf Course with Santa Claus, which of course is me, ho ho ho. So the children will be having dinner. They'll be writing letters to me that I will be able to take back to the North Pole with me. They get to come up and visit with me, personal time, as well as they get to tell me what they want for Christmas, and pictures will be taken so that they have their annual pictures with Santa. And there, of course, are some games that they can play, and there'll be dancing later and music, and it's a really yummy dinner, so I've heard. I haven't seen it yet, but. And that's what's going on tonight. It'll be lots of fun, lots of excitement.
Hi, tonight we are having our very special dinner and dancing with Santa Claus. It's at Cherry Creek Country Club, which is just gorgeous, and we have it all decorated for Santa's visit. He has a nice throne with trees, Frosty, we have Rudolph. Very special evening for families. We have a plated meal, which everyone is enjoying right now. And Santa's gonna recite the night before Christmas a little while, and then a DJ and dancing, and this is all sponsored by Genesis Credit Union, and we really appreciate the fact that they are always getting into the things to help us make these events possible. Tonight's a good time for all families, and you can see Santa Claus as many times as you want. It was a little snow outdoors, and that was very nice. We have grandmas and grandpas, aunts and uncles, just a good time. We have it every year, wonderful dinner. Everyone has a wonderful time here. Wish you can come.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
The Shelby Township Senior Center lets members cut loose and dance the night away at the Candy Cane Dinner Dance. Let's check out what kind of dance moves these seniors have.
Tonight we are here at the Shelby Township Senior Center, and we're hosting our first dinner dance of the year, called the Candy Cane Twist. We are excited to have everyone back. We've missed our seniors in holding these events. We have a DJ that we'll be dancing to, and also we have a beautiful buffet dinner that we'll be serving for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah,
We've been coming for a number of years now.
Yeah,
and
we
really
love
look
to dance.
forward.
Yeah, we
love
love
to
to
missed it
dance.
though for the past couple of years. But
Yeah.
because of the COVID.
But we love seeing our friends and being with them. That's the main thing, and sharing a meal and the music. I love to dance.
Yeah, since they started having the dances here, we would come quite frequent. Of course, last year they didn't have any dances, so this is the first one that we've been able to come to this year, and it's nice to see, friends again and get out and do some dancing.
But yeah, we've been coming since they started doing the dances here. We even went to some of the dances when it was in the old facility, so it's kind of like become a tradition.
But we've been here before, and we have a good time. And I'm excited to see a DJ. We got a DJ tonight, so I'm excited to see how that's going to work out. So, and I see they rearranged the stage and all this, so looks like we got more room to dance. So I like that.
We're
happy
to be here.